Hello, everyone. Trying to find a place for you. I didn't bring my phone stand this moment. How is everyone? Out here in the Redwoods. Saw this beautiful grove, so I pulled over. It's one tree. They're thick. So yesterday, I was on here. I was breathing with a redwood yesterday. I put it in my story today. And it was crazy. Because I figured, I'm like, oh, the frequency they gave me, if you watched my last live, maybe it's connected to my breathing. Well, sure is. Because when I started doing it, they started moving and breathing at the same synchronistic time. I'm going to see if I can do it. Oh, and I'm going to do a guided meditation for the new moon tomorrow in the Redwoods. I'm going to put it on my YouTube channel because Facebook Live is not going to hold, but I can video. I can feel in the ground. I can see it contracting and expanding. Like, I can see it right here in the tree. Am I seeing things, guys? Or is this, do y'all see it too? Okay. Because I see it. We were trying to see if you could see the tree breathing, because I see it and I feel it. I like literally see it with my eyes. Ask if I want to do hand gestures. No, I don't. But tomorrow I was thinking about doing a guided meditation in the Redwoods for the new moon in Virgo, because it's another portal activation, because it is the opening of the eclipse season, which always means hi shadow, as if this year hasn't been shadowy enough. I mean, come on, it's like the year is stripping every single thing away that you once were, that is not in alignment, that is not true, so that you can reconnect with and embrace, embody, integrate the new, right? Or for a lot of us, it's not new, it's ancient. It's something we've forgotten, but is true to who we are. And that is something that, man, I could say it's a cakewalk. It's not. It's not easy. Lots of emotions, lots of shadow, just going through all the programs that aren't true, right? And even down to like what words you say. That's happened to me over the last few years, but this year I'm trying to be much more conscious of what I'm saying, the words that come out of my mouth, how I phrase things, reference anything, right? I want to speak my truth, not something that's been programmed in me in high school, right? To fit in, or like the way I relate to things, talk about things, right? This goes all the way down, like, who are you really? who are you? Who do you want to be? Who did you always want to be? And knowing that you were, but then you shut it down, right? Maybe, I know for me, I'm such an emotional person now, and I didn't used to be for a long time. I remember my best friend, she was like, I've never seen you cry before. And we were best friends for like 10 years. And that was pretty crazy to hear. I hadn't realized, and this was probably like over 10 years ago when she said it. And that brought a lot of awareness to me. And this was soon after, I think I was still in grad school to be a therapist. And maybe this was before then. But I had started to work on myself and go to therapy and do all these things. And yeah, it just, I had to re-embrace the part of me that is emotional, which is like my truest part. And it is one of my strengths. It is something that I love so dearly and deeply about myself. But it used to be ridiculed. It used to be used against me. Friends of mine, like literal friends, would be at their house, okay? Like we were friends. And they would make fun of me or like do certain things knowing that it would make me cry and then laugh. Yeah, so, and when I was tired of that, tired of my feelings getting hurt, I like put up this hard exterior, as a lot of us do to survive, right? And I leaned into my anger, because that's what feels safe, right? In our society, what has been programmed and conditioned into our shadow, which is anything out of our conscious mind, in my theory, to separate from that, right? To be separate from our heart space, especially men. And Junior, I don't know if you've ever experienced this before, but like, just having to shove your own emotions down, not expressing them for fear of abandonment, rejection, being made fun of, bullied, any of those things, right? And you don't have to share. I'm sorry to put you on the spot. But, yeah, that was the thing for me. And so I didn't cry for like 15 years. And I just kept being mean, being aggressive, blowing up at people, just ruthless. I was ruthless. A little bit of a CUNT, if you know what I mean. Yeah. I loved feeling like I had the upper hand, because that meant I was safe and liked, cool. That's another thing, like, growing up, I don't know how you guys viewed it or experienced it, but it was very much that, like, mean girl mentality, and the people that did drugs and partied, like, those were the popular people. Like, because that's what we learned from movies and stuff, like, oh yeah, that's what we're supposed to do. That I want to do those things. It's like, again, it was conditioned and programmed into us. Our parents never taught us that, right? We wouldn't have even known those things were a thing unless we had older siblings. But also, without media, would we have known? That's what I'm saying. Like, without the movies influencing us, would we have known about any of that? Would we have done different things? These are all just curiosity things, things that I ask questions about, but aren't necessarily spending time digging through. But it's interesting to think about, right? Yeah, and just being grateful for the experiences that we have had, because even though those were challenging, hard times, now I think I feel even more deeply because they were shut off because of wounding. right? It gives me even more power. Oh, that's true. Yeah. Really, any client that I've had that's a man, and any guy friend I've had or someone I've dated, it's all the same thing, right? It's like you feel like you are not free to feel as much as you feel as a man. Some of you, Goddess bless, are not afraid to show your emotions. You feel so deeply and you let it out and you show it with pride. And I admire you and honor you. And I'm so grateful for you, because you are, any of you men who are connected to your emotions, you guys are the role models for everyone else. How to be strong and compassionate and loving without being aggressive and hard and functioning from a place of lies, right? Yeah, it's tough out there. And so, like, yeah, I guess this is a request from the universe, from me, from the goddess, and of yourself. Like, can you be brave and be the one that shows your emotions and calls your friends out for lying to themselves, or for having lack of empathy, for knowing that it's scary to show your emotions, to be in your emotions, and that as long as they have coping and grounding skills, which can be learned, and I mean like breath work, meditation, not just sitting there with your eyes closed in silence. That's the highest level of meditation, that most people turn away from meditation because that's what they try and they can't do it, because most people can't. It takes time, practice, skill to get there. But movement meditation, focus meditation, prayer meditation, affirmation meditation, like there's so many different kinds of meditation that doesn't involve you just like sitting there. Tapping, EFT, emotion focused tapping, grounding with earth energy. There's all different kinds of grounding and coping, but like self-talk has to be a thing too. And I know that a lot of men have had so many different abusive people around them, male energies specifically, their entire life. And that might be the self-talk that has been programmed in. One that's unhelpful, one that is abusive, one that is calling you names and making fun of you when you're connecting to your emotions. I don't know if there's any men that are watching that can relate, and that's oftentimes why in sessions with me, we spend quite a bit of time on self-talk. And I've discovered that a lot of people just don't know what self-talk is. And they're like, what do you mean self-talk? And so what I mean by self-talk, because this is the most important thing in life, I'm just going to go ahead and name it, in our life, in shadow work, in our healing journey. And you're getting into alignment journey, becoming more of yourself. Self-talk is like, I say this all, but it's the bread and butter, guys. It is the bee's knees of what needs to happen. And by self-talk, I mean like the things you say to yourself, the things like about you, about other people, how you talk to yourself when you make mistakes. That's a big one. People are like, oh, I talk to myself really good. And when I ask that, I'm like, what about when you make mistakes? They're like, oh. Or what about when shit goes down and for whatever reason you think it's your fault? Or somebody dies that, you know, like that's close to you, and you feel like you had a part of it or a responsibility, and you carry this guilt, survivor's guilt, right? All of these things, like those are all, that's all self-talk. So just so you know, there's like 100% of the time always a voice in there. There's always a voice. There's always a conversation being had between you, your shadows, your higher self, all the time. It's like a nonstop chatter. That's why meditation is so amazing and yummy, because it gives it a moment to hush, right? And in that hushing, then it's like, oh, regeneration can happen, new cell growth can happen, neuroplasticity, like more flexibility and acceptance and growth, expansion in our thoughts, our behaviors, everything, right? But, and our body is able to really heal itself. Like, it's really important to our well-being, but that's why society has made us programmed to be stress craving, addicted to stress, addicted to doing things and worrying about looking at having to do a million fucking things that don't actually matter and literally are never going to mean anything to you in the future as a spirit in a next life. It's all smoke and mirrors, guys, of, yeah, smoke and mirrors. That's because a stressed out and, oh, can you, please, oh, thanks, Mom. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, true talk. Thanks for responding about that, Junior. Yeah. Feel those tears, let them out. Oh, I just let them out when I cry when I'm talking to people now. I just let it out. And some people are like uncomfortable, and I'm like, they're like, are you okay? And I'm like, crying is beautiful. I'm so happy right now. And when I see other people cry, I'm like, thank you for crying. Thank you for being brave, right? But as I was saying, they don't want, if we meditated more, we would be such a grounded, like, chill society. They would not be able to do anything. Because we would also know better, more, just everything, okay? We'd be so connected to our higher selves and our true self. Yeah, and so, like, in order to do this, you're gonna have to do some coping and grounding skills. You're gonna have to learn that I'm gonna give you guys, like, the biggest nugget of wisdom that, like, literally ever, okay? If you want to get really good, okay, there we go. Jeez Louise. You're welcome, love. But the biggest nugget of wisdom I can impart, for real, if you want to get really good at grounding and coping and be able to take care of yourself and navigate all of life's challenges without popping off and ruin relationships and going into a really dark place, you have to practice coping and grounding skills every day. Not when you're upset, all the time. When you are happy, sad, anxious, tired, awake, calm. Did I already say calm? And then a little pissed or whatever. There's so many different, let me see if I can set this so I don't have to hold it. Making me motion sick. There's so many times in which you can do this, just sitting on the couch, or like, oh, I'm gonna try that grounding skill. I'm gonna try that breathing technique, and you'll get real calm, and it's gonna be great. just keep doing it. Because what you're doing, think about first responders, okay? And when we're crying, when we're upset, we're in crisis. That's called being triggered. So when we're triggered, we say, your lid is flipped in therapy. Like, hello, I flipped my lid. Your conscious brain, the forebrain, offline. It's not even connected anymore, guys. So you can't think logically, rationally, or make decisions, think about consequences. All that's gone. Okay, so it's just what you got here, which is all shadow. It is all programmed, already conditioned in. So depending on what you do, that's what's going to happen. Whatever you've done the most, whatever you said the most, that's what will happen. So if you want to be able to support yourself in these things, you got to know, like, oh, okay, I'm going to have to cope to let this out. It's going to be really uncomfortable. I might feel embarrassed. I might feel like, oh, God, I don't know what to do. They're going to make fun of me. You're going to freak out a little bit. It's fine. Just help yourself with this self-talk, right? But if you cope and ground all the time, you're going to be like, oh, yeah, I can do my breath work. But guess what? If you never practice, you will never remember to do it. Ever. Okay? Maybe once in a blue moon because somebody might have reminded you or something, but you're not going to remember when you actually need it. Unless it has gotten programmed in. Okay? So, let me give you an example. First responders, right? They know how to do their job in crisis, in an emergency, when their forebrain is definitely offline because they're in a traumatic situation. But they go it straight into program, into shadow of what they know their job is. You want to know how they know their job what their job is. They practiced it a million fucking times over and over and over again every day. And even when they know it, they still practice it. Because that little moment of not remembering can happen like that, right? It can be big enough, and you're not going to remember at first, but that's okay. But like, if you practice coping and grounding skills all the time, every day, you will not always have to do that, but for at least 3 months, yeah, every day. And then you'll know, be like, oh yeah, because it is such an ingrained, strong program to not help ourselves, to say, oh, I don't need that, to lie to other people and to ourselves of what we actually feel. It's really wild, guys. Wild. So just know that you can get there. It's going to take some work, but you deserve to do the work. You deserve to give that experience to other people, to see the real you, to experience a more grounded, true, wiser, calm you, but one that feels, because you're not a fucking robot. Okay? Men out there, you're not a robot. You're not just here to have sex and drink beer and eat food and get beer guts and like act like yeehaw stupid people that don't have a brain, that are just like boats and trucks. And you're more than that. Show the world that you are more than that, because us women and some men, right, are over it. We are becoming more wise and into ourselves and connected and healed, and men need to step up. If they want to be with divine feminines, they need to be divine masculines, and divine masculines make us feel safe in our emotions because they respect and understand them, because they also feel them. Even if they don't fully understand, they can support us in it. So think about how you show up to your life, to your world. People might love you already. Cool. They're going to love you even more. I'm like, wow, where have you been hiding this version of you? It's like, oh, this is who I am. Right? It's a lot of masks, a lot of layers, but oh man, I swear, just driving around different parts of the country, I'm just seeing like, and I'm not judging people, but these are observations, right? Of just like, I feel bad for men, hetero men, who feel like they don't have many options, that they're not given a lot of leniency in who they can be and what they can be, and how that is to be expressed or shown to the world. And yeah, things are only going to get better or become more authentic to you, to your experience, if we all become brave enough to ask. And women, keep your men accountable. Check them when they are utilizing an old program that sounds like it's from high school. We need more. Step it up. We need to look at, what are we saying to ourselves? What are we saying to other people? How do we talk about things out loud in our head also? Do we cry? Or do we get mad when we cry, when we supposedly have anger issues? You probably are very emotional. You probably feel huge and don't know what to do with that emotion. So we go to the safe place of anger. That's what I did, right? I love that part of me because she is spicy and scary, and it's within me. And I give her space and I free her through rage release. That is the biggest and best thing that honestly changed and transformed my healing journey. Thank you, Mia Magic. If y'all know who Mia Magic is and you see her video about the Redwoods retreat, I'm the one in the orange braids that's like going with the stick. That was the longest time I've ever screamed for, because yeah, that was for like 20 minutes, 20 or 30 minutes. And usually mine are like 10 minutes when I do it solo. So it was a whole nother experience that was so cathartic. And for somebody who has a tight cage, I had a tight cage around my heart, around my emotions, and feeling, and especially expressing and showing that I was crying or feeling these things, that just didn't happen. And I thought like, oh, I'm not sad about that. Like, that's impossible. I'm not connected to that feeling. And then sure enough, I thought I was angry. Nope. When you start doing rage release, it was not happy or angry or any of those things. It was just pure pain, suffering, from the depths of my soul coming out. And that's what needed to happen. That's what cracked things open. And I was like, oh, I can feel again. Like, oh, yeah, I had to release my voice. So much of that clogs up your throat chakra, which is like your lymph nodes, your ears, your sinuses, your throat, your esophagus, like this whole area. And I definitely felt that. So, and what I mean by rage release, it's like intentionally, you're like, I'm going to release this. I don't know if I trust what I'm feeling this is it. I know I'm angry about it, but what else is there? Help me release this so that I can like see what's true, right? And then I start going to town and I'm sending all of my anger out of my body into the earth to be transmuted into pure potential. I'm like not saying it, but I'm visualizing it, just sending it as I'm screaming and hitting sticks on the ground or on my pillow, whichever. And I just keep going until it feels like, oh, we're somewhere different. We're here. We've arrived. And then, yeah, sorry about the cars again. But yeah, man, whatever you need to do to move it out. If you need to dance, sometimes that gets it out of me. Sometimes writing things down and then reading out loud helps. Because sometimes we need to hear the words that we're putting on paper. But it needs to leave your body in some way, shape, or form. Please stop repressing and suppressing your emotions. Men especially, hetero men, or any man. Any man. Please stop repressing your emotions. Don't hold it in, don't suck it in, don't not talk about it later, don't not look at it later. Look at those things. Talk to your partner about it. Talk to yourself about it. Journal about it. Like, learn about your emotions. Men, we're moving into the era of, you can have all the nice things, you can have all the stuff, and we won't care. Unless you are emotionally intelligent, safe, you make us feel safe to feel and express and be ourselves and to be weird little fairies doing whatever. And empathetic, like empathy for things, anything outside of you, animals, people. If you can tap into that and put yourself in someone else's shoes, that's gonna be hotter than anything. Okay? But I would be aware it's coming. Women are no longer getting breadcrumbs. We don't care about breadcrumbs anymore. We want the whole freaking baguette. Okay? And today's live unexpectedly ended up being about men expressing their emotions. Anybody have any questions about this? I am in the Redwoods, as my title said, but I know there's not many men's groups out there, there's women's groups everywhere, but there's a few good ones if you need other men to, like, healthy, positive, and loving men who are like divine masculines, in touch with also their feminine energy. To put yourself around, like, do it. Do it. Don't be afraid, because you will feel so seen, so heard, and like, wow, this is what it's like to be in relation to men who are in their divine masculine and feminine selves. Like, wow. They're gonna be like, this is what I've needed my entire life. Yeah, to feel accepted in your emotions and to be embraced for it and praised and honored is such a different experience than getting made fun of and rejected and made to feel stupid, silly for feeling how they feel. I'm so tired of that behavior in men. It's been a while since I've been around it, but I know it's there and I've seen it online. It's like, that is outdated. That is so 90s. And just, no, we're moving past that, but, So, the eclipse season. Like I said, it brings up all the shadows. And we've already had so many this whole year has been about shadow. Man, is it ever. And it is such an illuminating in the darkness what we need to see. And especially with Virgo, it's all about perfectionism. I just talked about this in my 2 lives ago, or last live, something like that. Because my cousin's wife asked if I could give her a reading for her birthday about what to expect. I'm like, okay. So we actually have 2 Virgo, 2 new moons of Virgo, I believe. Or is that the full moon? Whatever. Anyways, Virgo's all about perfectionism, about hermiting, about being the healer. And so it's going to illuminate those signs. It's going to touch all of us in different ways. And if you have Virgo placements in your chart, it's going to come up even more for you. And more as in like just intensity wise, it's going to be more. It's going to be like really in your face. You can't deny and ignore it. I'm a Virgo rising, so there's that. But it will bring up these elements in everybody, because everybody experiences Virgo in some way, shape, or form within themselves. And so Virgo, all about organization. And the shadow side of that is if you're messy and you don't like things to be organized, or you were once organized and then now aren't, what happened? What happened that made you feel like you didn't want to or couldn't express that anymore? What changed? Not to say that every single Virgo has to be organized, but I don't know a Virgo that really isn't in some way, shape, or form. It may not be like literally with their home, but it's like with something that they're very meticulous about. Trust. Then, hermit. Are you hermiting too much? Are you not hermiting at all and you're just being a social butterfly, burning yourself out? Are you burning yourself out because you haven't hermited to look at the lessons and learn the lessons and gathering all that wisdom so that you can teach others? That would be shadow, right? Are you partying too hard and not looking at your shit instead? And the opposite. Are you hermiting too much? Are you never leaving your cave, never talking to people? But even though when you talk to people, you still feel alive. You're like, oh, you're reminded of like, oh yeah, I love them. This is so great. I love my friends. They make me feel so good. Or I just had this really amazing conversation with somebody that was a stranger, and somehow we talked about this thing that I'm really interested about that's like aligned, and like, oh, it just got me jazzed up and lit up. Then yeah, the universe is like, hello, wake up, get back into your hermit and figure this out, and then come back out and then teach people, right? We are teachers, we are healers, right? And we heal ourselves first, and then so we can share that healing with others so they can then heal themselves. Okay. Yeah, if you're not leaving your cave, there's some like possible depression, anxiety, other mental health things going on that are all shadow that need your help and love and compassion and consideration and time and energy and all the things to not just sit and wallow in it unconsciously, but consciously sit in it. Like, okay, what do I want to do? Because I've been doing this for a while. I need to do something different. What fires me up? What makes me feel alive? What can I do to help myself? Do I need grounding? Do I need to work on my self-talk? What do I need to do? Okay. Bring some of that love energy around you. For real. And then perfectionism. Where do you find yourself trying to be perfect? And then that stops you from doing things because it's not perfect, because nothing is perfect. Is it stopping you from doing this project or completing this task or whatever? Is it ingrained in your self-talk? And that could be rough, right? So like paying attention to these things, they're going to be illuminated tomorrow regardless. But if you're not paying attention, you're not aware, you're not self-aware, you don't know signs and symbols relating back to what's going on in your life like I do, then you may have no fucking idea about any of it. You will not have any awareness whatsoever. This is awareness that takes time to get built, to be looking for the things, right? And maybe those of you watching this will be aware of the things now, and like, good for you, because I'm always thinking about Oh, someone once asked me, they're like, your brain, does it always just work like that? Like, she's like, must be exhausting. It's not. It's just how it is. It's just how my brain works. I see things, I notice things, and I see patterns, I see connections, I see meanings in everything. And, you know, that's why people come to me too, because I can help them see what they don't. Right? I would be utilizing me if I was my friend all the time. I'd be like, hey, let me get a session. Hey. But yeah, just being open to receive. And you can even, if you don't know what it is, you're not aware, that's fine. But if you would like to become more aware, and more tapped in, more in tune with everything that's happening around you, and not feeling like a slave to it, but instead like a co-creator with it, then you can set a practice tomorrow and like sit there with a candle, if you'd like to do some focused meditation, maybe even looking at the moon and asking, what is it that I'm needing to see? What needs to be illuminated within me on this new moon, on this eclipse? What portal is being opened for the portal season that I am walking and stepping into? I consciously step into this new version of myself through what is illuminated with this eclipse, with the new moon in Virgo. Please show me. And if, you know, working with goddesses or something is weird for you, or new, you know, you're not ready, that's fine. Just talk to the Luna, talk to the moon. That's a goddess. That's the female representation. It's Father Soul, the sun, the Luna. That's what I call her. The moon, right? So asking her, goddess, moon, La Luna, what needs to be illuminated, and just sit and wait. And maybe you receive something, maybe you don't. Maybe you get a little hit the next day of like a little memory or a vision or some awareness of something that happens in the moment. Like, it could come out and show itself in so many different ways. Just being receptive, open to whatever that might be, and stating that, like, I'm open to receiving in whatever way that is for my highest and best good and the highest good of all. And so it is. Right? Because we're here to learn, guys. This is Earth School. This isn't just like fuck around and like, it is kind of like we're having fun, having bodies and whatever, but we got things to do. So like higher and better things and higher frequencies. Like, y'all think it's fun right now. Like, just wait. It's gonna be, I don't even know what. But we're all in for the ride. Okay, I'm starting to babble, guys. I'm gonna go. But look for more. Well, I'm gonna do a new moon guided meditation tomorrow in the Redwoods. Watch out for that. If y'all want to give me any stars, any tips for that, it would be much appreciated. Yeah, and I will keep doing those along my journey through the Redwoods. I will see you guys soon. Bye-bye.